Some things in this world, I promise you, cannot make up. For instance, a 17-year correction officer decided that she can go on a run with an inmate that she let loose on her actual last day of work. So, let's get into it, because it might impact you wherever you live at. What's up, folks? Long Little Podcast. So, you never heard of me, or first time ever seeing this, I'm actually an officer in the state of Florida. So, I think it'll be best to give out a little PSA of something that just happened starting last week on Friday. So, if you don't know, it's actually subject by the name of Vicki White and Casey White. Vicki is a 17-year veteran in correction, and she actually decided to have a special relationship with an inmate who was actually in jail for some pretty serious charges, and she actually decided to go on a run with this guy. So, straight out of movies, but this is actually in the year 2022, coming off of the pandemic and all that other crazy stuff, and this actually did happen. So, basically, since last week on Friday, like it was about May 29th, they have been on the run, Casey and Vicki. Vicki is about 56 years old, Casey White is 38-year-old. And they are pretty dangerous from what we're being told. If you ever encounter them, they might have an AR-15, a handgun, and a shotgun. And it's just crazy how this all has worked out. When I was reading an article about it and watching a little video behind it, it was actually reported that, which is true, that inmates have a lot of time to, coerce with these guards. And apparently it got to Vicki. She is, like I said, she's 56 years old. She's a divorcee, and I'm guessing Casey knew how to sweet talk her enough that he actually got her to let him loose. Basically, it's kind of crazy how it worked out. She basically was saying that she was going to retire, and on her last day of work is when she decided to let him out. Per policy, she's not supposed to escort any prisoner by herself, but she said that she was going to take him to a local courthouse to get a mental health evaluation, and there's a video that shows her going out first, Casey going out behind her, and they got into a patrol vehicle, and they left, and that was the last they seen of them. So, like I said, it happened on May 29th. It's been 5 days since, and basically, people do not know their whereabouts right now. Like I said, there are armed dangerous. Obviously, Vicki has probably some weapons from her job and probably has her own, knowing, corrections. They probably just, like me, I keep weapons at home too. It's just one of those things with law enforcement. You just do that just to, you never know. So, you can be reckless when just keep weapons everywhere. So you never know. So basically, yeah. So she wasn't supposed to do that. She actually violated policy by escorting him alone. And, yeah, next thing you know, he's gone, she's gone, and they're piecing together, and it comes out that within the last 2 years, she actually was visiting him while he was in another facility, and they're trying to find out the phone calls and how many times she had visited him, because it's kind of tricky, which is very weird, because with my job being a police officer, basically you cannot have affiliation with convicts, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how she was able to visit a facility where he was locked up, and that wasn't, figured out. But apparently that happened. So for the past year, she was visiting him. And the crazy thing is, Casey, just reinforcing the earlier point, Casey is the inmate, the male, and Vicki is the corrections officer, the female. Casey was actually already serving 75 years for charges that include home invasion, carjacking, and a police chase. They actually interviewed one of the people that was the victims of his earlier crimes, and she told Vicki that she needs to run as far away as she can from him. So, when you see these charges, it makes you think, how did Vicki even think it was reasonable to get with him? But like I said, people know how to sweet talk their way into anything, and with someone like him, I'm guessing he's probably pretty good. It's that he was able to, coerce people before his lifetime to be with him. But apparently it happened. And this isn't even his first time. He attempted to escape in 2020, but somehow, the guards got lured at the facility he was in, and they was able to thwart his plot. At the time they found that he had a homemade knife at the time, and he also had, he was planning to take a hostage during the whole escape attempt, but like I said, it was foiled, so that didn't happen. to add to that, like I said, him and Vicki were having a special relationship, obviously for over 2 years. They should, as of right now, the information that's being given out is they might be driving a 2007 Orange or Copper Ford Edge. I don't really, I mean, if they're smart, they probably got rid of that car by now, but you never know. Certain people, I mean, if Vicki was able to lead this guy, then it is what it is. Because while he was already serving 75 years, he was actually about to get prosecuted for other crimes, which, if I can find it out, what was it? It was, okay, so yeah. So basically he was charged with 2 counts of capital murder in September 2020 for stabbing a 58-year-old Connie Ridgeway. And if they said basically he has the option of being sentenced to death if he is actually convicted. Because you gotta think it's 2 different things of you got charged and being convicted. So he probably wasn't gonna be convicted. That's probably why he wanted to get out. He also told one of his previous victims that if he ever gets out, he's gonna kill her, and he wants the police to kill him. So this guy is not in his right mind. Very noticeable. He's a 6'9" dude. So I don't know how far he's gonna get. Without knows what that is. He's not like a regular. Not too many people are 6'9" walking around. So U.S. Marshals is offering $10,000 reward for the capture. If you have any information, at least the capture of him, and $5,000 reward if you have any information that can lead to Vicki. But this is just crazy, man. Like I said, no idea where they might be, and it's just crazy how it's all worked out. Because like I said, Vicki said she was going to retire, and her last day at the job is when she let the guy out. And like I said, this is straight out of movies, man. Like you don't expect these things happen. This is like not modern day thinking. But he was able to course his way, and like I'm not saying she's good, but like even if you want to go biblically, there's actually like a scripture that kind of say something about that. If I can find it real quick. Yeah, it was talking about like, churches, people that deal a lot of dirt, and basically it was saying that, stay away from them. They are the kind of people who worm their way into homes and gain control over global women who are loaded down with sins and are swayed by all kinds of evil desires. So yeah, it sounds wrong to say that, Miss Vicki was good, but I think she kind of was. And it's kind of sad to see a man take advantage of her because, with charges he has, he's already charged with some big crimes, and he's about to be sentenced for other ones. This guy's not good at all, but somehow he wormed his way into her mind, gave her sweet talking somehow, and I don't even feel sorry for her because in my job, you see a lot of like things like this where like the guys start off the greatest guy ever, and then next thing you know we're getting calls because he's beating his wife, or her girlfriend, or he's sending threatening texts, he's coming by throwing bricks through their car windows. You see it a lot, or vice versa with women too. It's the same thing. So in my job, you see this a lot. Like a lot of times people are just sweet talking and believing certain things about a person, and then after a while their true nature comes out. And I believe this is going to be the case with Vicki. This guy, he told her everything to make her feel good, and to the point where she, at 17 years in, when she's probably seen things like this before, she thought it would be wise to let this guy go with her, I'm assuming, because nobody has seen her or spoken to her since. And I believe she's going to have to find the hard way that this guy is not who he says he is. I mean, for one, let's be honest, you're 56 years old, and this guy's 38 years old. This guy is not going to want you for long. Like, your age is, you're getting a little up there, you know what I'm saying? So, this is happening in Alabama. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, so just be on the lookout. It's been 5 days since, so, actually more than 5 days, actually about what, like 6 days by now. So 6 days, the article came out, with 5 days since, but 6 days by now. So this is a PSA to be on the lookout and be safe, because these two, well, maybe more or less, Casey, but you never know. Vicki, she is with the guy, so she might be crazy too. So I don't know. Just be on the lookout and be safe. You never know who you run into out here. Like I said, I'm gonna put pictures up in the video of both of them. Casey 6'9", so you see 6'9", white guy that's looking kind of old and scruffy. You know, just try to walk the other way. You know, be safe out here. Cause you never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, man, it's just like I said, y'all be safe out here, stay diligent, and just think certain things that you see in the movies actually become real life stories. Like I'll give you guys a quick little story about something that happened at my job. We actually had a guy who broke into somebody's house and stole cupcakes. So that's like a legit burglary and theft charge. So if you think people just don't do stupid things, think again. Some of the things, being a police officer or deputy, wherever you are in law enforcement, you see some of the things that you just don't think would happen, but they do. So, like I said, this did happen. It's very weird. So, yeah, y'all be safe and take care of yourselves, and hopefully y'all don't run into them. But just PSAs for y'all to be on the lookout.